Railway 79 asks, how do you think the World Cup interval will affect the Premier League, having to stop mid-season, then try to get sides back up and running for the remainder of the season after the World Cup? I think it's going to be a very different Premier League season, 100%. There's loads of little new things. I think we were talking about this the other day, some of us as journos, and wondering how it's going to work, and players coming back in different stages of fitness. What do the players who aren't going to the World Cup do? They just have this massive break. I know they have winter breaks in other leagues, but this is like a long break. Are the clubs going to have to kind of play little friendlies and things like that? It's absolutely the unknown. And I think probably it's not going to be too set in stone right now, but I think as the season goes on, it may well be something that we talk to Conte and Korea about, because it is something they're going to have to start planning for. Because, it's a weird situation. It's not ideal. It's not been very cleverly thought through. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it works. And at the end of the season as well, how knackered they are next season. Jeep says, we clearly need a good free kick taker. If Ericsson doesn't come, who can step up? Say Sonny after that free kick against Chile. Wow. 91st or 92nd minute. Lovely free kick into the top right corner. And also, he played peacemaker. I know he's the captain of Korea, but he went over and sorted out to the Chile players who were having a big old fight with each other. He's in a good place right now, Sonny. He is. He's flying. Q&A. Do you think our target of the so-called 6 players to be signed takes into account players leaving, as the squad may still look small considering 5 subs too? No, I think it'll be 6 and then replacements. So potentially more so. Well, no. I'd say maybe some of those 6 will cover replacements. But who knows? It could be anywhere up to 7 or 8. It depends who leaves. It depends. The problem is you've got to build a big squad for next season. You have to. Not only because of the substitutes rule where you're going to have 9 on the bench and you can put 5 on, but just the fact that, it's going to be such a big season with the Champions League as well. You're going to need a naturally stronger squad. So I do think we'll see a lot of income. I mean, look, as I just said, brought in 2 new signings before the transfer window's even open. So there's a long time left in this transfer window. What else we got here? John Hoy asks, for the Q&A, given the reported rigour of Conte's pre-season training, what impact do you see that training having on Tanguy Ndombele? Look, I'm not jumping on the Tanguy Ndombele, kind of take the mickey out of his fitness wagon. That's a lot of words for a wagon. Yes. We know Tanguy has had kind of fitness issues in the past, but from what I understood at Spurs, he was in the fittest shape of his career, actually when he left Spurs. So I don't know what's been happening at Lyon, but if he is going to be part of Spurs pre-season, then like everyone, they're going to find it incredibly tough because Conte pre-seasons are horrible. I think I spoke about it in the last video. So, yeah. I wouldn't single him out. I'd say they're all going to have a bit of a nightmare, but it will benefit in the long run. Crikey. Alex Sandbridge, if reports are to be believed... Sorry, it's a long question, so I want to kind of summarise it. If a strike... Who would you sign? Money, no object. And who would you sign in... Oh, there's lots of positions. I'll tell you what, I'll just pick one. Otherwise we're here a while because he's picked lots of positions for me to say players in. I would say if money was no object and the player, it didn't matter whether they wanted to come or not, you could kidnap them, it would be Kevin De Bruyne because I think he's absolutely class. I do. I think he makes an entire team tick. I think there's other players, obviously you could say, like the Mbappes of this world, but I think in terms of a central hub of a player who makes everything work around him, I think De Bruyne is just fantastic. Mello Z says, thoughts on Gabriel Jesus? Certainly is a player that Spurs like. He's on their wish list of strikers, but I get the impression that Arsenal are going to probably get him, and I think maybe that's just because they can offer him more regular football, whereas at Spurs, I think he becomes a squad player more so, whereas at Arsenal, I think he probably starts every week. And that's, the strength that Spurs have got in those front three now. Okay. What else we got here? Liam Hennessy asks, which Premier League club has the best press facilities and the worst? Best, without doubt, is Spurs. obviously it's the newest stadium. It's phenomenal, their press facilities. And the other journos sometimes joke about this because it's my weird thing. Do you know what? All the incredible things they've got at Spurs for Us Press, the media cafe is fantastic. That's where we work. It is a cafe, it does serve food, but it's technically it's where we'll sit in and work after matches and before. The press box is terrific up there and everything as well. But the weirdest little thing was that in the toilets they have molten brown hand wash. It smells so nice. It's like the nicest hand wash ever. It is, and when we did that play at the pitch day, all the players' showers also have molten brown body wash. If speculation is to be believed, it seems as if we'll have quite a bit of interest for some of the players who would be available for transfer this summer, like Winks, Bergwijn, Emerson, Lo Celso. This has rarely been the case in the past, with players having to stick around. Is there a reason for this? Paratici perhaps, or just coincidence? I don't know. The thing that people used to say about Paratici at Juventus was actually that he struggled. That was one of his maybe weaknesses, where he struggled to get players out the door. So I don't know whether it is to do with him or just to do with those players' agents being good at drumming up interest, perhaps. I mean, Lo Celso, I think, has done it himself because he had a good loan spell. Obviously helped Villarreal get to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Bergwijn, Ajax have been interested forever in him. Winks, I think he'll be an attractive proposition for some of those clubs kind of at the next level down, as it were. Got the likes of the Evertons and I think Palace maybe could be a potential bit of interest there as well. And Vijit Vergis asks, is there something in particular you're looking forward to in your trip in Korea, apart from the football, Korean food perhaps? I recently saw a video about Son introducing Korean food to Daya, Hoibier and Lloris. Need your review on it as well to believe if Korean food is really that good. Also, it'd be great if you could learn the word oh crikey! Any young Haseyu, right? It means hello. Apparently, I will probably. Don't worry. I will be learning all little phrases and stuff to be able to say out there. Any young Haseyu, maybe. You can tell me if I got that right or not. But I of course I will. What am I most looking forward to? The people, to be honest with you. That's what I always love about the pre-season tours, is how passionate the fans are about the club. And I'm intrigued to see in Korea how passionate they are about the club compared to how passionate they are about Son. I'm intrigued to see what that dynamic is like, the balance between the two. Really love to see new cultures. It's one of my favourite things in life, and seeing how other people think and how they act and what they do. So really looking forward to that. And the food, yes, will be an added bonus.